ready to read some SCPs. I'm Lou, currently just alone, but I expect maybe one or two people to join the call today, but that doesn't matter because it's Friday and we can have fun alone. That's the best way to have fun. The first off, right off the bat, is SCP-1370, Pesterbots. Object class, safe. So, special containment procedures. SCP-1370 is locked in a fireproof glass display case stored in Gallery 27. If the case becomes damaged by external circumstances, any container with dimensions of at least 1.25 by 0.75 by 0.50 meters will suffice as a replacement until a new display case is available. The Ethics Committee recommends that any long-term storage case contain enough space for 1370 to move freely. Level 2 personnel and higher may remove 1370 from its case at their discretion, but will face disciplinary action for failing to secure it properly afterward. 1370 is a self-aware artificial being constructed from various electrical devices and tools. It stands approximately 1 meter in height and is capable of moving its Oh! Yvette! Hello! How are you?
Alright.
That's good. Alright, good. Now I have my favorite, laugh buddy along for the stream. It's excellent. Alright, good. Our first companion for the stream acquired. We're currently reading 1370, codenamed Pesterbot. He is a...
Oh yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. Fine. Just deal that we have a little bit of a playback from you, so turn off your live stream. Yeah, you mute it.
I don't have it on. It's probably my mic. Give me a second.
It's fine. Ish. Pesterbot. Do 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 do.
Is this okay?
I mean, you went.
Why are you laughing?
You went from perfect perfect to potato voice quality, but I guess it'll do.
I fucking hate my phone.
Phone. All right. So, let's begin. Description. 1370 is a self-aware artificial being constructed from various electrical devices and tools. It stands approximately 1 meter in height and is capable of moving its articulated joints, despite the lack of any power source or motors. 1370 communicates in a monotone voice via a speaker mounted in its chest. Its head is a voltmeter soldered upside down to a neck joint, giving the appearance of a friendly smile, but containing no active sensory devices. However, 1370 will react to visual and audible stimuli, and its ability to do it is hampered when the head is covered or otherwise restrained. Its design appears to be more important to aesthetic concern rather than function, as evidenced by a poor center of gravity that hampers its ability to balance and walk. It is therefore believed 1370 was created as an art object and later imbued with anomalous properties, rather than designed with those in mind. It can currently speak fluent American English, unlike the proper British English, the Queen's English, the language of the world, French and Latin, and is capable of learning new languages. Other facets of its intellect capacity have not yet been clearly outlined, as 1370 is invariably hostile in all interactions with any being or object it interprets to be sapient. This includes, but is not limited to, animals, Foundation personnel, civilians, audiovisual equipment, and security cameras. If 1370 encounters an object it believes to be sapient, it will attempt to engage the object in combat. Well, what? You never fought a Rock'em Sock'em robot before?
No.
The height of the length of your cat?
Normal?
Well, introducing itself with a variety of elaborate titles which appeared to be selected at random. Examples include Doombot 2000, Robo-Lord the Destructor, Prime Minister Sinister, and Darth Claw Killflex.
What the fuck? This is fucking Dungeons and Dragons ass fucking.
Wait, you don't like the random titles suffix feature it has?
Yeah, Prime Minister. What was it like? Fucking
Prime Minister Sinister.
Oh, let's not get political here. What is this?
Yes. Yeah, I think he replaced that one Australian one that went missing in the 1960s under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, this is now the History Channel.
You know, this is a very good replacement for the History Channel, because we too talk about ancient aliens, ancient advanced technology, and ghosts.
Yeah, just your typical Friday night.
We just need to include ice road trucking, and we'll be the full complete set.
Yeah, see, that's what I never understand about the History Channel. What the fuck does ice road trucking?
They're also the Hitler and Ghost Channel.
Yeah, also Stalin fought aliens.
Stalin was the original Steven Universe.
Oh fuck.
Alright, yeah. So, for those of you that are watching the replay, with me now I have Yadet Nekane,
Oh my god.
who was in the last live stream as well. She is a good friend, a good artist, and an even better milk drinker. You lightweight. Okay, so Robo-Lord the Destructor, Prime Minister Sinister, and Darth Claw Killflex. SCP-1370 will often include variations to these titles based on responses it receives from personnel. Foundation staff have successfully introduced Patheticon the Garglemost and Pesterbot to its lexicon. Addendum. Also, we're going to do there's going to be an interview log. So if you want, you can we can take turns. We can do the audio log together.
Oh jeez, I don't know. I'm drawing and I'm not even looking.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Break my heart like that. Just insult me.
I'm sorry.
Addendum. Many tests on SCP-1370's combat prowess have been run, each confirming that SCP-1370 lacks the physical aptitude to cause damage to any living being. Test 1370-8239 exposed 1379 to a common houseplant with a speaker hidden in the plant pot. After SCP-39 was 39. After SCP-1370 was provoked verbally, it attempted to fold and twist the leaves of the plant within its grasp before incapacitating itself. See log that follows. Researcher L. Allens and T. Bazoum carry SCP-1370's case into the testing chamber. The case is set down 1 meter from a potted philodendron.
What?
Philodendron. Honestly, I would prefer if it were just a ficus. But a philodendron
Yeah, I have
will
one
do
of
fine.
those.
You fucking ficus.
Okay.
Alright. The case is set down 1 meter from a potted philodendron fitted with a small speaker. SCP-1370. Release me, insects. I am Doom Master 1370, Master of all Doom. I shall be the herald of your destruction. I think I can do that better. Researchers leave the testing chamber and the case is opened remotely. You know, in order to prevent any damage to personnel. Although no security risk is determined, the test requires SCP-1370 to focus on the plant rather than nearby personnel. Observations are made via an opaque glass window to prevent 1370 from attacking its own reflection.
It's like a dumb fucking house cat.
Yeah. It's one that's particularly dumb, yeah. Okay. Schlorp. Yeah. SCP-1370. At last, I am unleashed upon this earth. At last, I am unleashed upon this earth, so deserving of destruction. All shall be rent within my pincers. All shall be trampled beneath my feet. I am Shivatron, despoiler of mirth. Oh, I love that one. That one's particularly. I am Shivatron, despoiler of mirth. Researcher P. Davies, through the speaker mounted in the plant. Hello! Can you hear me? SCP-1370, approaching the plant. Who dares? All souls will burn. You will feel the sharp sting of my wrath. Identify yourself so that I may sing damnation upon you as you die. P. Davies. I am a split-leaf philodendron, a semi-woody shrub with large glossy leaves. Restrained laughter. These leaves can grow up to 3 feet long. SCP-1370 attempts to wrestle with the leaves. Your mockery smells your doom. I have arrived. You will be crushed betwixt my digits. SCP-1370 falls over and is unable to right itself. After approximately 6 minutes, it knocks the pot over, which rolls into a position that pins SCP-1370's body to the floor of the chamber. Researchers enter to return SCP-1370 to its case.
It just reminds me of those shitty robots that can't even do shit and just fall over and
That's literally what this thing is. Except this one talks. Or rather annoys.
oh, same.
Yeah. Alright, so just checking back now in the Discord channel. Speaking of which, the Discord is now closed. And by closed, I mean there's like one link left with a couple of invites left there somewhere. I opened it up. I opened it up in January because because I hit my 750 subscriber goal for 2019 and limiting it to 25 members. And I will open it up for anyone else to join after it reaches 1,000 subscribers. So everyone watching, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Yeah. So, with me as well, currently muted, I have, unmuted, I have Yvette, who is currently laughing. I have Arena, who is currently muted. And we have Alien Jail, aka Alix. All three of them are wonderful artists, and you should check their art blogs. If any of them wants to unmute themselves to say hi at any points, they're absolutely free to do so. You can interrupt me at any time. And someone says that I'm not streaming, so I'm just going to link the stream in the Discord. Okay, now we can return. Okay, so we just finished with SCP-1370. Now, we will go on to the next. We have there is a series of SCPs called the Mr. series, which is very similar to, you remember that Little Miss Spoiled or whatever, Little Mr. Lost or whatever. There's those little books where it's like they're like children's books.
Mm.
But there is but there are several anomalous companies that exist within the SCP universe that are kind of like real. They're like not exactly parodies, but alternatives to those kinds of things. And so they have their own Mr. Forgetful series. Instead of them just being limited to books, they're real live action men that have one discernible effect or feature. So on this one we have SCP-920, Mr. Forgetful. Object class, Euclid. Let me take a sippy. Spilled some on my shirt. Wonderful. Special containment procedures. Mobile Task Force IOTA-1, Mr. Hunters, are currently tracking SCP-920's movements. Crossed out. Currently, SCP-920's movements are being followed by satellite observation. Tracking of SCP-920 by land or air has been discontinued. Suggestions on efficient containment of SCP-920 may be submitted to Dr. And of course, it would not be SCP if irrelevant information was just crossed out and expunged from the records. for no good reason. Why would you not want to know to submit suggestions to save lives to this doctor? Yeah, let's just cross his name out. I'm gonna be honest, I hate it when I see that, because it's not.
Pop off.
Yeah, but anyways, going off. Any personnel encountering Mobile Task Force Iota 1 are to contact 05-4. Now, for those who also don't know about the 05 Council, they're basically, they're like... Okay, let's just say this. The 05 Council are to the SCP Foundation what's the, Communist Party of China is to the nation of China. They're all-knowing, all-seeing, but for some reason, thousands of people have to die for no good reason every single day. Okay! Description! SCP-920 appears to be an Asian male of indeterminable age. Transportation, movement, or direction of 920 to a certain destination is physically impossible. 920 shows an inability to control its own movements and will instead wander about, being unable to choose a destination. SCP-920, in the picture, left, being escorted by Agent right. Last shown image of Agent yeah. Okay. Attempts at transporting SCP-920 to any destination will result in transporters becoming lost. Attempts at directing SCP-920 will result in SCP-920 becoming lost. Following SCP-920 will result in SCP-920 and the followers becoming lost. There is no determinable point at which SCP-920's effects will take place. Seemingly random events, such as malfunctioning radar systems and GPS units, earthquakes, cloud formations, and severe human negligence, have all been recorded to manifest when transporting... Going back in time. Seemingly random events, such as malfunctioning radar systems and GPS units, earthquakes, cloud formations, and severe human negligence, have all been recorded to manifest when transportation of SCP-920 have been attempted. SCP-920 seems to have a slight psychic pull, causing subjects that come in contact with SCP-920 to feel a compulsion to walk and talk with him. Conversing with the SCP-920 is not recommended, as typically subjects will follow SCP-920 and become lost. SCP-920 does not appear to have normal human requirements, and can wander through deserts, tundras, and oceans without encountering difficulties. Addendum 920-1. SCP-920 was discovered at entrance expunged of Site. However, during escorts to Hall, SCP-920 escaped containment. SCP-920 was later discovered outside small town near. Attempts at recontainment were discontinued following the disappearance of personnel. That seems like useful information that is not in the slightest requiring of censoring. That's just some unimaginative person that's like, yeah, I don't want to say how potentially dangerous this person is. So let's just say that it's an unknown amount. Let's just black it out. Addendum 920-2. The words Mr. Lost from Little Misters, trademark by Dr. Wondertainment, are tattooed upon SCP-920's left calf. Or if you're a human, you say calf. This designation appears as 16 in SCP-909-A. SCP-920 was originally discovered wearing a green hoodie, a white t-shirt, and jeans. The brand's name, Doctor's Orders, is soon into all tags. Addendum 920-3. Yes, by lost, we mean lost, misplaced, disoriented, of course, whatever you'd like to call it. No, personnel have not been sent to another plane of infinite misters. Dr. Addendum 920-4. On SCP-920 was restrained by Foundation personnel, and Site-207 was established at his location to contain him. However, within hours, it became clear that personnel could not locate Site-207. After days, Site-207 was abandoned due to critical supply issues. So, how do you like them apples? Yeah. Yeah. So, reading the stream, we got one person that said, "Y'all," by Chat Mallow. Alright. Next. SCP-220. SCP. Actually, no, you know what? Fuck it. What year is it, Yvette?
What?
What year is it, Yvette?
2020?
SCP-2020. CLICHÉ, right? Object class, Euclid Exequil. Special containment procedures. SCP-2020 is kept in a Type 4 humanoid containment cell at Site-17. Standard amenities and precautions associated with T4HCC are in place. Dietary supplement 2020-9, consisting of 1.4 kilograms of used shredded paper, is to be provided daily. SCP-2020 cell is to be monitored by for any unusual activity, with all vocalizations transcribed. 128 grams of tissue samples from SCP-2020 are kept at subsite BIOS-17. Access to SCP-2020 or its biological samples are to be approved by the head of SCP-2020's research team. Description: SCP-2020 is a sapient humanoid entity approximately 2.2 meters, 7.3 7 meters and 3 inches in height, and 70 kilograms, 150 pounds in mass. SCP-2020 possesses unusually large, long, and thin limbs, as well as facial features commonly associated with alien grays, see file photo, and bright green coloration. SCP-2020's body is composed primarily of a novel form of natural rubber that appears to serve skeletal, muscular, circulatory, and endocrine functions. SCP-2020's digestive system and nutritional requirements are consistent with its diet, which consists entirely of paper and water. SCP-2020 has not shown any signs of growth or aging since recovery. Further study of SCP-2020's biology have been hindered by the rubber's toughness and resistance to tearing, which renders standard methodologies ineffective, as well as its dissimilarity to its terrestrial biology. 2020 claims to originate from a technologically advanced extraterrestrial civilization, but will make wildly different claims regarding the nature and location of this civilization when questioned. Given the circumstances of SCP-2020's recovery, see document Bilenkin-Roswell 2020, this avenue of research is nonetheless considered viable. 2020's behavior suggests that it shares many psychological similarities with humans, such as the ability to learn, a desire for interaction, and partial understanding of social norms. It is fluent in English and responds to the names Artie, Bobby, and Izzy. It has not engaged in hostile behavior and appears indifferent to its own containment. 2020 will frequently attempt to engage personnel in conversations and regarding its desire to write science fiction. And numerous ideas it has for science fiction stories. It has thus far failed to produce any actual writing, citing an inability to choose a concept. See attached transcript for details. So what do you think we got so far?
What do you mean? What do you think we got?
I think we got an ALML. Addendum. Excerpt from transcripts. Transcripts. Oh no, Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama, help me. I'm drowning. Okay. Back to this nonsense. Addendum. Excerpt from transcripts 2020-1-ASO. SCP-2020 was permitted to speak to Researcher King on any topic it wished. Okay. What voice do I give this guy?
Oh.
Because I'm going to have to stick with it for a while.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let's begin as... Okay, no, wait. Guys, I have an idea. A better idea.
Oh,
There's this facility, right? It was made by someone at some point in time in the past to bring the whole world back from the apocalypse. Like, something could blow a big hole in the earth. Stop laughing at me. Stop laughing.
Shut up. Now you're the one laughing. Stop laughing.
Because you're being a big old dummy.
I'm being a fucking dummy.
Yeah, dummy.
You're a dummy.
You're a dummy. Alright. Where the fuck was I? Do you have any idea where I was?
No.
Damn. Damn, bruh. Got the whole block running. Okay. Well then. Back to this nonsense. Okay. For people that are in chat, that are listening, that are in the Discord, yeah, you are free to join in the stream. You can join the voice chat. All right. So, now, guys, wait, guys, I have a better idea. A better idea. There's this facility, right? It was made by someone at some time in the past to bring the whole world back from the apocalypse. Like, something could blow a big hole in the earth, and after the facility went game over, play again, Y/N, that hole could just be the Marianas Trench, because the facility can do pretty much anything with physics and technology, I think. CLICHÉ, right? I don't really know how this fits into a story or anything, but I mean, it could be the setting, I think. I guess I can think. Guys, I had another idea. Forget that one. This one. This one is a brain in a jar. That's a guy. Cliche, right? But like, the idea here is that I just run with it. Crazy nutty professor type guy. Nutty inventions that don't work? Complete nonsense. But it's all working, guys. That guy and his inventions could be like a superhero or something. Germy vacuum, the vacuum brain in a jar with germs. That sounds wrong. I'll think of something. It's okay though, because I just got this awesome idea. There's a wizard. Wait for it. From space. A space wizard. Guys! That's not the only part though. He's a cyborg. And he's with five cat girls. And guess what the twist is? That's right. The cat girls also cyborgs. And they fight crime. Cliche, right? I mean, but it's not, because they're fighting space crime. Crime in space? Does that make sense? Guys.
Unless.
The story? unless. The story would be about them being cyborgs and fighting crime. Actually, no. Because I just got a better idea. Wait.
Oh my god.
It's an AI, right? An artificial intelligence on a computer. Cliche, right? Well, it makes simulations of the perfect world for that person, and then it eats their brains. Guys! But maybe it's not actually doing that. And I guess the characters don't know for sure, but it's actually doing that because we can't see inside it. But there's a plot twist though. It then puts a fake brain in them and makes the bodies convince other people to go into the simulation. It's a horror story. Or sci-fi horror story. Science horror story. Wait, guys. Here's an idea for you. I just got this idea. There's a time machine, right? And it sends people to the future and then back to the present. And in the future, everyone dies from an asteroid. I mean, not everyone, just enough people that it's like everyone. Cliche, right? Well, the main characters, or I guess it could be the villains, or villain protagonists, they're trying to make sure that future happens. Guys! That's because every time they try to look at another future, that future is even worse because it involves actually everyone dying. Except for that one time where it's like, who wants to live forever? Deal. I don't know what the actual story is, but I'll think of something. Okay, wait. But seriously, better idea. Guys, there's this alien, right? Like they have in the movies with the green skin and the big black eyes and everything. Cliche, right? But wait. And for whatever reason, I'll think of that later, it really wants to become a science fiction writer. But it can't stop coming up with ideas as long enough to do it. And the twist? Here's the twist. Is that it's talking to some people and they're from a government agency that already has all the things that it's talking about. And they're like, oh, how does it know this stuff? And does it even know it's all real? Right? Wait. 2 words. Just 2 words. Laser butt disease. Wait, guys. That was actually 3. That was 3 words. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought. So that was cliché, right? So, how do you like SCP 2020?
I hate
it. Okay. Yeah, the whole point of this SCP is that he just comes up with ideas, but they're all ideas that already exist. All right. So, let's have a look at it. Okay, the chat. Daniel, from last time, says, hello! Can't join the voice right now. Probably won't be able to. I'll be here to watch. Meh. Metaton for the win says, Wadical wowie. Kaiko Memory says, hi! I don't know you're laughing. Ooh, nah, I'm good here. Daniel says, guys. Kaiko says, that's it XD forever. Priceless. Daniel says, wait, guys, better idea. Seriously, better, guys, right? Ideas? Guys. And Kaiko says, but. Next. All right. Yvette, can you guess what the next one is?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
Sure.
Wait, I need a bigger one.
Just don't choke, okay?
It's wrong! SCP-708, the Big Orange Forklift. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-708 is to be stored in a warehouse at Sector 19, pending further research. Keys to the ignition lock of SCP-708 are to be kept in a secure lockbox at Site 19's accessible only by Dr. Lentil, with a spare set in a secure lockbox, maintained by Dr. Horrigan. Neither set is permitted to be accessed without the consent of at least one Level 4 personnel. Personnel attempting to make use of SCP-708 or gain access to either of its keys are to be immediately detained and must undergo a psychological evaluation. Keys are to be used in an alternating fashion so as not to cause excessive wear to them. Description: 708 is an orange Toyota Model 7FDU80 7 Series forklift with a typical lift capacity of 8 metric tons. Records indicate that it was purchased by Redacted on 7/13 and delivered 7/30. SCP-708 came to the Foundation's attention when 3 construction workers employed by Redacted while operating the machine strayed completely from their duties, seeking out objects to lift throughout the city of New York. One other construction worker, however, immediately attempted to destroy all members of the crew working at the job site. At this point, the Foundation launched an investigation and quickly turned to SCP-708 as the culprit, which was proven when Agent attempted to move the vehicle onto a Foundation transport and, upon starting the vehicle, attempted to lift the transport instead. Yes. Upon maintaining visual contact with SCP-708 for more than 20 seconds, all subjects are rendered into a state of enthusiasm. These subjects will exclaim joyous remarks relating to "Ridey the Big Orange Forklift," not unlike a child. This is often accompanied by high-frequency sounds and hopping up and down as a child in an excited temperament would. Due to the reported annoying effects of these actions, many researchers are compelled to allow the subjects to board and operate 708. If a subject is already engaged in operating 708, then those who were previously compelled to operate it and those who maintain visual contact with the object report a feeling of jealousy, wishing to remove the current operator. Restraining subjects who express desire to operate 708 will lead to continued emotional outbursts, such as are common amongst young children. At this point, it is vital that any subject with a violent history, criminal or otherwise, be restricted from boarding and operating 708 due to the incident on 4/25, which resulted in the loss of researchers and maintenance crew. And let's have another look. In the picture is the big orange forklift. Yeah. All right. So,
How was Toyota not sued for this?
how was Toy Yoda?
It said that the forklift is a Toyota.
Yeah.
Now, why? How is Toyota not fucking sued for this?
Because shut up. Okay, so upon boarding and starting SCP-708, a range of reactions can be observed. Subjects with a violent past express the urge to eradicate anything immediately obvious to them, making use of the heavy lifting capacity of this vehicle, and will do so at the earliest opportunity. Subjects with no violent past, however, express a desire to lift all objects that they notice. This occurs in order, from lightest to heaviest weight, at the subject's estimation. Subjects with a mildly violent past behave initially as subjects with no record of violence, but soon tire of this course and seek to destroy objects at first, and subsequently human beings, lifting heavy objects and using the forklift as a makeshift battering ram. No fuel has been added to the vehicle since the Foundation's acquisition, nor does the vehicle produce any detectable emissions. It has been theorized that Dr. Lentil that SCP-708 may feed on a driver's enthusiasm. This theory is supported by an apparent wariness after the driver has been in contact with the vehicle for anything more than approximately 1 hour. It has also been recently noticed that the SCP vehicle itself does not offer any restraints to the driver besides the driver's own resistance towards leaving the vehicle. Despite the related exhaustion, drivers cannot be removed from SCP-708 without the use of deadly force. All forms of tranquilizer have failed on drivers, presumably due to the amount of adrenaline produced by the driver's body. Attempts to remove the driver by multiple assistants have failed completely, resulting in termination being considered the only option to remove the driver from SCP-708. To date, test drivers have been terminated due to testing. So, what'd you think of the big orange forklift?
I hate it. Ooh, stop slanging shit around, Jesus.
Sucks to be you. Make me.
Sucks to be me. How so?
Because you can't stop me. No one can stop me.
How dare.
So, in the last stream, we had a look at a hole in the wall, and I kept it around because there was an extensive test log, and a lot of them were pretty silly how they worked, and we kept it around just in case for future ones because we didn't get through all of the test logs. So I'll just have a quick look at maybe one of them. Yeah. Wow. Wow, that is a lot of them. Okay. So the way that this SCP works is you put something into this hole in the wall, and you get something in return that you lost sometime in your past. It can be random. it can even be things that are intangible, like losing a disease or a birth defect through through a different SCP. You'll get it back. So, there is an extensive test log here of people putting stuff in and seeing what they get in return. So, here's an example here. Subject Agent blah, blah, blah. Item retrieved 1 1. A flock of seagulls album. Item lost 1 1. USA $2 bill. Note: this album is worth more than $2. Agent UV. And one more. Subject Dr. Opal. Items retrieved 1 1. Brand pornographic magazine. Item lost 1 1. Pair of socks. Notes: oh boy, I remember buying that when I was 13 and it got lost in the abyss of my bed. Dr. Opal. Head researcher notes: yes, it's got lost, and I'm sure your parents aren't the ones who did the laundry. Think about it. Subject Dr. Bell. Item retrieved 1 1. Brown teddy bear. Item lost left sock. Notes: I remember going absolutely berserk when I lost it at summer camp when I was 5. Could never find it. Yeah. Oh, and this, I think I noticed this one when I was looking over it. Okay, last one. Subject Dr. Jeremiah. Item retrieved 1. It's just a name. Jeez.
What?
Well, you went berserk at Dr. Jeremiah.
I didn't go berserk, I just laughed at it.
Yeah.
That's not going berserk.
The way you laugh, it's always berserk.
I mean, I suppose.
Yeah. Subject Dr. Jeremiah. Item retrieved 1 1. Trezor wallet containing Bitcoin.
Oh. Bitcoin. Oh, fuck.
Item lost 1 1. Sock. Notes: expletive. Yeah! Woo! Note: following the discovery of the wallet, Dr. Jeremiah immediately resigned his post as a Foundation researcher. He was discharged from the Foundation the following day.
Legend.
Alright. Now, there's this one that I also kept behind, which is the Desire camera.
Oh.
We'll read the file today and some of the test logs, but there's also an extended test log, just like the previous one, but I'll read that when there's more people to read with me. So, SCP-978, Desire camera, object class, safe. Special containment procedures. 978 is to be kept in a security locker H7-12 at Site 17 and only to be removed or handled by personnel with Level 2 security clearance or higher. Testing parties may request extra film and printing paper at their leisure. 978 is not to be used for blackmail, entertainment, or personal reasons. This means you. Signed 05. All photographs produced by 978 are to be cataloged along with full testing description. Requests to destroy photographs may be processed by Level 4 security clearance or higher personnel at the discretion of the testing party. Description: 978 appears to be a standard chrome and black Polaroid 1 instant camera with no distinct...
Ooh.
What?
Listen, I just love Polaroid cameras.
Alright. Distinctive identifying marks or damage. 978 operates the same as a standard camera and shows no anomalous behavior beyond the photographs it produces. When a subject is pictured with 978, the photograph shows not what the subject was doing at the time of the photograph, but rather what the subject wanted to be doing.
Oh.
This effect appears to be, for the most part, random, sometimes showing drastic changes in deeply suppressed desires. Or simple changes and alterations to the subject or their surroundings. 978 appears to be capable of expressing the desires of both humans and other creatures, see testing log, and appears to convey the simplest desires the easiest. Should two subjects with contrasting desires be photographed together, the subject's desires appear to mix. See testing log for additional information. Addendum: subjects are allowed to request photographs of themselves. Remember, people, just because some of the photos show distasteful things doesn't mean that you're going to do them. Dr. Testing log. Log format: subject, photographed result, photo result. Subject, photographed activity, and photo result. Testing 05-, simple study of basic research team. Subject, research assistant James. Photographed activity: smiling for the camera, neutral pose. Photo result: subject is shown looking much more tired and unprofessional, drinking from a flask. Subject, research assistant. Photographed activity: smiling for the camera, neutral pose. Photo result: subject is shown in casual clothes, as if heading out for the night. Subject admits that she wishes to go home. Subject, research assistant. Photographed activity: smiling for the camera, neutral pose. Photo result: data expunged. Research assistant is placed on temporary psychiatric leave. Subject, Dr. Photographed activity: smiling for the camera, neutral pose. Photo result: subject is shown wearing a different tie. Subject, Dr. Photographed activity: smiling for the camera, neutral pose. Photo result: data expunged. Dr. expresses extreme embarrassment and apologizes for this.
I'm fucking curious now.
Well, the first round of tests wasn't so bad. Except for those two. Let's try this thing on some Class D and other personnel. See if we can't get more unusual results. Dr. And of course, I believe that's the same doctor that wished that he was wearing a different tie. So, I'll just have a look at a few of the ones from the extended test log, and then we'll move on to the next. So, subject, kitten. Subject, kitten, stray lab animal. Photograph activity: being held for the picture by Dr. Photo result: data expunged.
Damn it.
I would never do that to a kitten, Dr.
I love how you say kitten. You don't say kitten, you say kitten.
Testing with Foundation personnel and possessions. Subject, Dr. Bergren. Photographed activity, taking the first bite of a garden salad in the Site 19 cafeteria at precisely 10:54 a.m. Photo result, laughing and eating salad with Delta Blues musician psh, psh, at precisely 10:54 a.m. Aw.
Wholesome.
That is some wholesome. Doot doot. Doot 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 doot. Subject, Dr. King. Photographed activity, standing in the break room and smiling towards the camera. Photo result, a close-up photograph of one apple seed. Nice. Subject, research assistant, reject. Photographed activity, sitting at his desk, filing paperwork. Photo result, the desk is cleared off, chair is empty, research assistant reject is nowhere in sight. Note, it appears that a metal desk has more personality than that senile bastard. Dr. Subject, Dr. Trebuchet. Photographed activity, reading instant report 811- at her desk. Photo result, sleeping at her desk. Note, bah, sleep can go expletive, redactive, itself. I've got work to do. Dr. Trebuchet. Subject, Dr. Trebuchet. Photographed activity, passed out at her desk after 89 straight hours of transcribing interview logs. A small puddle of drool is forming on the papers under her head. Photo result, still transcribing interview logs. Oh, that's as wholesome as it will get. Okay, we'll read the last one.
Oh boy.
Subject redacted. Mobile Task Force Beta 7 Maz Hatters. Photographed activity, standing in casual clothing with a neutral expression. Photo results, the room is much cleaner. Ah, because of hazmat. The cleanup crew.
Oh.
Alright, so before we go into the next one, SCP-396 and Suddenly Chair, let's have a look at chat. So, Kaiko Memori. OMG! You're reading the comments? Also, Kaiko. Psst. What's the point on going vocal if you need to shut up? Laughing and sad. Metaton for the win. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 7, K, L, M, N, O, P. I think that's in reference to the big orange forklift.
Oh.
And the letters in its name. Alright. SCP-396. And Suddenly Chair. Object class.
Chair?
Keter. Yeah, chair.
Oh, chair.
Yeah, chair. You know what you're sitting in right now?
I'm not sitting in a chair though, and also I saw you said chair. Show the fucking SCP now.
Okay. Alright, let's finally read it. And Suddenly Chair. Special containment procedures. A geolocator has been affixed to SCP-396 to track its movements. Local Foundation liaisons have been dispatched to locations where SCP-396 frequently manifests to facilitate prompt recontainment. An airborne amnestic compound has been infused into the cushions of SCP-396 and its containment chamber as a precaution. When possible, when possible, 396 is to be contained within Area 93. Foundation personnel are not to mention any location or event taking place outside of Area 93 when they are within SCP-396's containment area. Failure to comply with this can result in demotion to Level 0 and is to be treated as a disclosure of classified information. Original location of SCP-396 in the picture, which appears to be some kind of movie theater, or theater of some type. Current theories on enacting permanent containment are currently focused on finding ways to utilize 396's awareness of its surrounding to create a controlled environment and induce it to teleport there, which SCP-396 may become settled in, repeatedly appearing. This closed-loop theory of containment is currently under consideration by the Area 93 leadership. Description: 396 is a chair constructed of plastic and steel with 2 red, fabric-covered pads in the seat and back. At statistically random intervals, usually between 1 and 11 months, SCP-396 will displace itself and another chair somewhere on the planet Earth. Any living matter that is seated on 396 or the seat it is displacing will also change places. This change is instantaneous. The approximate limits of this teleportation are unclear, but 396 is currently believed to be able to transport itself to any location on Earth. 396 was discovered in a theater in... Originally, it was classified as safe, as its area of effect was believed to be localized. As such, junior level researchers were frequently assigned to work with it. It is believed 396 is able to listen to nearby conversation and transported itself to locations mentioned by its researcher staff. Containment procedures and classification escalated until reaching their current levels. There are currently 787 locations that are known to have been discussed or mentioned in passing around 396 that it may affect. It has been shown to be much more likely to affect locations that were mentioned repeatedly or in great detail. A full list is considered to be impossible due to incomplete records of 396's early time in containment. Locations SCP-396 has affected: cruise ship, located by junior researcher Bland while on vacation. After researching it manifest on the deck of the ship, Bland contacted the Foundation, and classification was upgraded to Euclid upon recontainment, theorized to have imprinted on Bland during his time working with the anomaly. Site-77, second-level research floor. A researcher who had transferred from Site-77 is known to have mentioned their previous work there, which is the initial link to discovering the cause of SCP-396's escalation of anomalous activity. Death Row, redacted. D-Class personnel assigned to testing had been asked to state their name and point of origin while in a testing chamber with 396. D936816 mentions the data expunged, penitentiary at least 2 times during testing. 3 months later, 396 displaced itself and the electric chair located within this facility. Due to the fact that an execution was about to be performed prior to this displacement, it was only the timely intervention of local agents that prevented major amnestic intervention from becoming necessary. Upgrade to Keter put under consideration. Area 93 washroom. Review has shown that Researcher Park has mentioned recent renovations to the Area 93 washroom when discussing their work environment with a colleague. Notably, this took place in a soundproof chamber previously thought to be safe from 396's anomalous effect. U.S. Supreme Court, Washington, D.C. Supreme Court Justice Abe Fortas' seat was replaced by SCP-396 after he had arrived within the building but before taking his seat. It was not noticed until the end of that day's hearing, when Justice Fortas repeated it was unusual to members of the Supreme Court Police. Foundation personnel involved in the case were able to intercept documentation of the incident and recontain SCP-396. Set of talk show.
Oh.
A vacant...
Stop slamming shit around.
No! I'm just drumming on the desk. Like this. A vacant audience member's chair was displaced during the live broadcast of the show, although its presence was not detected until after the show was over. Suppressed footage of the show shows that 396 is clearly visible when the camera pointed at the audience. This footage has since been replaced with a doctored copy in archive, although recordings of the original broadcast have not been completely suppressed due to their widespread nature. SheiKra Roller Coaster, Orlando, Florida. SCP-396 being manifested in an empty seat during the ride's normal operation. Agents were able to recontain 396 within 2 hours of displacement, as the ride was shut down following the operators noticed the unusual seating and alerting their management. Agent Aline was commended for also suppressing the souvenir photo taken on the ride. Are you ready for the last one?
Mentally, no.
Physically?
No. I mean, do you want to know what I'm doing right now?
Drawing images that are not fit for YouTube?
No. Drawing Sans Undertale.
That is also not fit for YouTube. Or anywhere. The final location of the displacement chair is Vatican City. Pope Paul VI was displaced along with his throne and appeared within Area 93, disoriented and confused. Light dosages of amnestics were able to convince His Holiness that the incident was a religious experience, and a deal was struck with Vatican City government officials to prevent widespread coverage of the incident. Addendum SCP-396-A. On 09/18/19 during regular testing of SCP-1609, a separate one, the anomaly unexpectedly began to show aggression towards D-93-9668, which was the death row inmate. However, before any personnel could be injured or killed, SCP-1609 was displaced by 396. Due to 396's more remote location and secure containment chamber, there were no casualties, and 1609 was recontained without additional incident. After the incident, it was found that D-93-9668 had previously worked as a contractor in the construction of multiple GOC facilities. Security data is being reviewed to find out how 396 was able to displace itself to storage site 08. And that was... And suddenly, chair. How does and suddenly chair make you feel?
Baffled. Confused. Questioning my existence.
Thoroughly befuddled?
Yes. Oh, also I got left my can in my room.
Bamboozled, even?
Mayhaps.
Distraught?
Absolutely.
Complete and utter distraction.
Yes.
Alright. Well, let's have a look at the chat again. Metaton for the win. Message retracted. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's have a look at the next one. SCP 2950. Just a chair. Object class. Safe.
Sure.
Special containment procedures. 2950 is to be stored in a standard safe class anomalous item containment locker. Testing on SCP-2950 is currently indefinitely suspended due to extremely low priority. There are no plans to revive testing 2950 due to the need to use resources more efficiently. Description: 2950 is a metal folding chair. 2950's anomalous effect causes those who sit in it to experience elevated levels of comfort that do not correspond to chairs of similar composition and style. Individuals that sit in 2950 report that they feel as if they need to sit in the chair constantly and are often hostile when asked to leave their position. Testing has indicated that the longer an individual sits in 2950, the more difficult it is to remove said individual. Subject who sits in the chair for longer than 30 seconds cannot be removed from the chair without the use of force. Subjects who sit in the chair for longer than 1 hour cannot be coerced into leaving the chair. So how does that make you feel, SCP-2950? Just a chair.
Just a chair.
It's just a chair.
It's just a chair.
Yeah. How does just a chair make you feel?
Like just a chair. Oh, this one. Sorry. I almost trampled over the TDS.
Okay, well, you see,
Anyway,
it's just a really safe object. It's just a chair.
it's just a chair.
It is just a chair. There's nothing to it at all. It just makes you feel really comfy despite it being metal.
It just makes me want to sit on a chair.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
absolutely nothing going on with this thing. Yeah?
Yeah, it's just a chair.
Just a chair. Oh,
Just a
what's
chair.
this? Oh, what's this?
Oh, what's this?
What's this?
What's this?
What's this link here? It says up and down capitalization. Darkness 201 falls identity recognized. Well, just click that there. And oh, this is new. Oh, it seems that there's some sort of a welcoming letter here. To the new 05-6. If you've seen this document before and are wondering why you can now see this new edition, it's because you're the only person inoculated with the anti-cognito hazard capable of allowing you to see this. Nobody, not RAISA, not the researchers, not even the other 05s can see this. They've got their own little projects to deal with anyways. As you can probably guess, there are things that are below the surface in this big place we call work. You've always wondered about the layers hidden behind the documents, and there's a reason why they exist. Certain info hazards are more dangerous than others. Some are so dangerous that only a few people can ever know about them. And sometimes, that number is 1. SCP-2950, as you've probably guessed, is not simply a very comfortable chair. That's what we, and by we, I mean you and I, wants people to think. SCP-2950 is a Keter class entity that cannot be defined. It is not something that we cannot define because we cannot remember it. It's undefinable because we must define what it is. SCP-2950 takes the form of whatever the majority of people think it is. You are not stupid. You can probably guess what that means. Is it actually a chair? To most people, it is. You know better. We make sure this document gets around to a lot of people, just so people know it's a chair. The chair is designed to be as mundane as an SCP possibly could. No mind tricks, no insane hostility, no helpful properties. We want people to be as disinterested in this chair as possible. If you find out what someone is trying to run a test on this thing, don't let them. You might be thinking, why don't we simply forget about it? Why don't you and I just dupe ourselves into thinking it's a chair, so it actually is one? I wish I could say it was that easy. Unfortunately, somebody out there knew what it is too. And that somebody wrote a damn book about it. It started when we found a book describing 2950 as some kind of XK class monster. We initiated containment protocols along those lines, believing it was true. And so it was. In the process, the serpent's hands drained themselves trying to stop us from getting that book. We never understood, and most of them didn't either. There were few who had the knowledge to tell us the truth, but they only told us when it was far too late. A secret meeting saw the O5s and the Serpent's Hands discussing what 2950 was. They showed us their books and their stories that gave us what we needed to know. A lot of us were skeptical. More of us were desperate. After doing what was necessary to erase awareness of 2950, it was agreed that one of us on each side would keep that knowledge to prevent something like this from ever happening again. Neither of us ever found out where those books came from. According to them, they appeared in the library one day. The source that we used to find ours disappeared, and nobody knows where it came from. That's why you're here. Not only do you have to remember, but if possible, you must find out where this thing came from. I failed, and so did the rest of the 056s that have tried. Maybe you'll be different. We've kept our end of the bargain, and hopefully, so have they. And now it's time to pass the torch on to someone else. I don't have to remind you that you're alone on this one. It's not exactly like you can call up the Serpent's Hands and ask for backup. Good luck, sir or madam. The world needs you on this one. And by the way, congratulations on the promotion. 05-6. And that was SCP-2950. Just a share. That was SCP-2950, just a chair.
Just a chair.
So, how do you like that twist?
I am shook. I feel deceived.
Shocked?
And bamboozled.
Bamboozled?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know how to feel about things anymore.
Dang. Well, I think that one is another... This is another clever one. Always trying to throw one or two actually dangerous ones that just remind us what this place is all about. The SCP Foundation. And now or something completely different. Are you ready for this?
I don't know if I'm ready.
Dill have dreams too.
What?
Dill have dream too.
Dilfs?
Dildos have dreams too. SCP-3883. Dill have dreams. SCP-3883. Dildos have dreams too. Objects class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-3883 is to be kept in a standard secure locker in Site-16. Access to SCP-3883 require Level 2 or higher authorization. Personnel requesting permissions for testing with SCP-3883 must first submit a detailed experimental procedure log to the project supervisor. Description: 3883 is a green tentacle-shaped silicon dill measuring 16.5 centimeters in length. Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Okay. Two anomalous properties are associated with SCP-3883. The first effect manifests when SCP-3883 is placed in front of a reflective surface, while the second effect manifests when a human individual enters REM sleep, footnote 1, with a 1.5 meter radius of the object. When SCP-3883 is placed in front of a reflective surface, footnote 2, the resulting reflection will differ in appearance from SCP-3883, depending on the type of reflective surface used to view the object. A brief overview of the altered reflection is as follows. Reflective surface. Mirrors. Reflection. Unremarkable. Normal. Reflections of SCP-3883. Reflective surface. Liquids. Reflection. A green octopus vulgaris. Common octopus. Transparent, non-opaque windows. Reflection. A green humanoid with multiple appendages hanging from the lower face. It appears to have an unguligrade posture. Footnote 4. Reflective surface. Technological screens. Reflection. A green spherical organism. Features include a single eye on the front of the body and multiple appendages that protrude from the top of the body. Additional eyes are present on the end of the appendages. Food-related items. Footnote 6. A green organism with a resemblance to Asteris rubens, common sea star. The reflection exhibits behavior similar to the feeding habits of Asteris rubens, namely ejecting its stomach outwards. That is believed to be an attempted threat display. When a human enters the REM sleep phase while within 1.5 meters of SCP-3883, they will enter a mental state involving highly realistic dreams. Footnote 7. The affected... Yeah, footnotes. You know what a footnote is.
No, just the fuck.
The affected individuals will be unable to leave this mental state by their own will. To return to full consciousness, they must either experience a death within the dream or be woken up by an outside force. SCP-3883 can only affect one individual at a time. Dreams reported by individuals affected by SCP-3883 are varied in detail, but possess repeating themes. All SCP-3883 experimentation subjects report being chased by an antagonistic entity, designed by 3883-1, or designated SCP-3883-1. SCP-3883-1 has been noted to appear under multiple guises, but tends to be described as a large figure standing over 10 meters tall, possessing multiple appendages and colored
So my sleep paralysis demon.
bright green, similar to SCP-3883 in hue. You dream of Cthulhu? SCP-3883-1 has demonstrated signs of sapience, and based on collected data, is currently theorized that SCP-3883-1 is an alternate manifestation of 3883. Communications can be established with 3883-1 by a sleeping individual simply speaking to it during a dream. When engaged in conversation, 3883-1 has exhibited differing demeanors with members of Foundation personnel it has interacted with. See the attached interview logs for details. Interview 3883-01. On 02/03/2000, Dr. Harpy, a researcher at Site-16 who specializes in safe class items, requested to attempt communication with SCP-3883-1. Request was approved following Dr. Harpy's completion of a training course provided by Onirial specialists from MTF Omicron Rho. Upon awakening, Dr. Harpy describes the dream, which was transcribed to create the following log. Begin log. Upon entering REM sleep, Dr. Harpy finds himself in a generic metropolitan area. Immediately, the ground begins to quake. A humanoid figure, roughly 15 meters tall, becomes visible, destroying multiple buildings. This creature is identified by Dr. Harpy as SCP-3883-1. Due to its coloration and multiple appendages that resemble tentacles, Dr. Harpy does not move as SCP-3883-1 approaches. 3883-1's body language shows signs of confusion, and the following exchange occurs. What, are you not afraid, human? Dr. Harpy, no, I am not. We've studied you. I know that this is just a dream, and you cannot physically harm me. My name is Dr. Harpy. SCP-383-1. Foolish human! This is no dream! I am Ikarana, consumer of galaxies! Run in terror! Dr. Harpy, I'm not going to do that. I'd actually like to talk to you and ask you a few questions. SCP-3883-1. I answer to no man! Fear me, mortal! Dr. Harpy, are you aware of what you really are? Outside of dreams, you're a Stop! Enough! At this point, SCP-383-1 proceeds to crush Dr. Harpy with one of his appendages, killing him in the dream and causing him to wake up. End log. Yvette?
Yes.
Interview log 3883-02. Dr. Harpy attempted to interview SCP-383-1 again. Begin log.
Oh boy.
Upon entering REM sleep, Dr. Harpy appears to be on a cargo ship in the middle of a storm. A humanoid figure, identified as SCP-383-1, appears, based on appearance, standing about 10 meters tall, emerges from the water. The following exchange takes place. SCP-3883-1. Ikarana, consumer of the deep, has returned to feast again, mortals. Dr. Harpy. Hello again. I would like to ask you a few questions. SCP-383-1. You again? Do you not remember what happened last time? When will you learn to fear me? Dr. Harpy. As I stated before, I have no reason to fear you. I know I'm dreaming. May I ask you a few questions? SCP-383-1 appears frustrated when Dr. Harpy finishes speaking. SCP-383-1 proceeds to attack the ship until opening a hole in the hull. The ship begins to sink. SCP-383-1. How can you not be afraid of that? There's no way out! You are going to die here! Dr. Harpy. Ikarana, how many times must I state this? I know this is a dream. You cannot cause any kind of distress to me. What do I have to fear? SCP-383-1. Me! Fear me! At this point, SCP-383-1 picks up Dr. Harpy and throws him into the ocean. Upon impact with the water, Dr. Harpy is awakened from the dream. End log. You bet?
Yes.
Interview log 383-03.
What?
Dr. Harpy attempted to interview SCP-383-1 again. Begin log. Upon entering REM's sleep, Dr. Harpy appears to be in a living room. An armchair and a couch are present. In the armchair is a common octopus, Octopus vulgaris, with a bright green coloration. Dr. Harpy assumes this is 383-1. SCP-383-1 indicates that Dr. Harpy to sit down, and the following exchange takes place. So, Ikarana, are you finally ready to answer some questions? What made you change your mind from your usual setup? SCP-383-1. I saw it was you, and I just gave up. I knew my old routine would work on you. I figured that out during our first meeting. So, I guess I was just in denial. Dr. Harpy, why do you stick to this old routine? Why make these dreams? SCP-383-1. Don't you know what I am? Not here, I mean, out there, in the real world. Do you know what I'm used for? Dr. Harpy, well, yes, but 383-1. Have you seen me? I'm a tentacle. I should be part of the giant abomination or some city-destroying monster, not a mating substitute. It's just embarrassing. Dr. Harpy, so these dreams are a form of escape for you. 383-1. Exactly. And I don't see a problem with it. Do you? It's win-win. I get to pretend I'm what I've always wanted to be, and you humans get an interesting dream for it for once in your lives. Dr. Harpy, I think I see. SCP-383-1. Doc, can you do me a favor?
Oh.
Dr. Harpy, yes, Ikarana? 383-1. Can you send some new faces in every now and then? I just want to keep my little facade thing going on. It helps a lot. Dr. Harpy, I'll see what I can do. Dr. Harpy awakens at this point and records the dream. End log. Addendum 383-1. As per interview with 383-03, a request has been made to allow at least one D-class individual or researcher personnel member unaware of 383's effects to sleep near 383 once weekly. Approval for the change to containment procedures is pending. Footnotes. Footnote 1. A phase of sleep characterized by random eye movement and the propensity for vivid dreams. That's REM sleep, I believe. Footnote 2. As noted below, mirrors appear to be the exception to this effect. Footnote 3. Multiple types of mirrors, including compact mirrors, full-length mirrors, and decorated wall mirrors have been tested, all with the same result. Footnote 4. Describing the gait of ungulates, e.g. horses and cows, in which only the tip of the digits, i.e. the hooves, are on the ground and the rest of the foot is off the ground. Footnote 5. Including screens of televisions, computer monitors, and cellular phones. I believe that's technology. Footnote 6 includes reflective containers used to store edibles, fruit with a high shine, cutlery, etc. I believe that is food objects. And footnote 7, commonly referred to as lucid dreaming, involving the sleeper having full control over their actions in the dream. Yeah, I think I read up on that a couple of times. So, Yib.
Yes.
What do you think of SCP-383? Dilbos have dreams too.
Honestly.